Hey everybody, it's been a long time. I made an update video on my beloved Acura RL 2007 model that I had since 2014. So a little bit of a special occasion we're having today. I'm on my way to Atlanta. I'm coming from Tampa, Florida, so I'm driving a 7-hour drive, roughly 475 miles, and this incredible milestone is about to happen. That's the special moment in the car. As you can see, it's at 299,983 miles, and it's going to be hitting 300,000 miles soon, and that's going to be a very, very special milestone. As you can see on the road, now we're passing 75 North, exit 146. So that roughly means I got about a little over 100 miles left to get to Atlanta. So let's talk a little bit about the car. I've had this car since 2014, November 7th, 2014 to be exact. I purchased this car with 145,130 miles, paid about $9,000 for the car. This second generation Acura RL models were one of my favorite models of the Acura lineup, and I always wanted it ever since it debuted in 2004 as a 2005 model. But they were going like $50,000 plus, and I was young at that time. I didn't think I'd afford it, but opportunity presented itself back in 2014. I snatched one up for a very good deal at a little private dealership. It was listed for sale, and I just inquired about it, and I just had to have it. Very happy that I was able to fulfill my dream car. So this is my dream car. It may seem kind of odd that my dream car is nothing like a Lamborghini or Ferrari or something exotic, as most of you might picture it for me to have. But this is the car that I really like. I love the way that it drives. It's very smooth, very quiet. The way it looks in the back, front, everything the lines just come along to be a very exquisite car. And for the bang for the buck, there's a lot going on with this car. You get a lot of standard features. You get a navigation system. You get the active front light system, where the lighting that moves when you turn your steering wheel. You got the memory seats, all automatic up and down. You have the 6 CD changer. The early iteration of the Bluetooth system that Acura debuted back in 2004 in the Acura TL model. So this one has that. The Bluetooth still works quite well. A lot of things still work extraordinarily well, despite the miles and the age. But also maintenance is also the key with these cars, or with any car for that matter. But it also matters how the manufacturer made the car and everything. But the main thing that does matter is the maintenance and following the service intervals and everything. So as you can see, I do have a lot of lights on, but we'll get to that later. For now, I want to talk about the positive stuff. So this car does, as I was talking about the features, the navigation system has more than like 200 voice commands that it actually understands, and everything still works very well. One of the features, I'm going to try to demonstrate that right now. What time is it? What time is it?
is 12 a.m.
So sometimes, you got to be very particular and very clear in your speaker system, which is the speakers on top right there. So I had the phone in my way, so the voice got a little bit buffered and it didn't pick that up, but everything still works, as you can see. Navigation works, I can put an address in there and it's gonna find the way, recalculate all that, everything works. Because I try to keep I try to put the navigation DVD and I try to keep it updated for whatever years that we are in, or whatever update that they come out with. It does have the sunroof. You get the power rear sunshade. You got the rear manual sunshades for the side mirrors on the back. You got the electronically toppling headrest. There's a lot of things going on. You got blue ambient lighting on the top right there. It gives a very nice, elegant light right here. You got some lights on the bottom as well. So far, very good condition car. All these lights on the steering wheel still work. Everything works here too, with the exception of some of the lights up here on this area, as you can see when I turn off the lights. But I don't think it's worth it to, open all this up just to change a couple of bulbs that I can do without. But in the future, I do have some plans to restore everything to the original state, because I do have, with these second generation RLs, I got the notorious bubbling glove box right there. So what I did was I did a bootleg fix and I put some tape all over it, so it doesn't, so it's like out of sight, out of mind type of deal going on. But technically that's not true for me. I still want to take care of that, just finances is not with me right now. We're not going to do that. As you can see, you got nice ambient lighting on the door handles there too. So my point is that everything works in this car. The AC works, icy cold heater works very well. I got the original engine, I got the original transmission, I got the original starter, I got the original alternator. Replaced the battery once in the 7 years that I own it, since 2014. Let's see. Cruise control, as you can see that I'm cruising, is working very well. I had to change the right side HID low beam bulb. I had to replace the fog light bulbs. One of the units, one of the fog lights on the left side got pretty badly cracked from something on the road, and I had to order a used one, and I installed that. This car has been across the whole central and eastern United States. I've been to Texas, been to Canada, been all over the place. It's been very, very, it's always been there for me. I didn't have a lot of issues, but just the regular maintenance I've kept up with. Oil changes every 4,000 miles, 4 to 5,000 miles I try to keep it at. Mobile One, full synthetic all the way. Sometimes if I don't get Mobile One, I get Castrol GTX, but the point is that I try to keep it with full synthetic oil. Transmission, I always try to change the fluid every 30,000 miles. I use Honda DW fluid. I don't use anything but Honda stuff. By the way, this is an Acura, so it's owned by Honda. So those of you who don't know, it's still a Honda product. I change the differentials, the differential fluid with Acura all-wheel drive fluid every 30,000 miles for that. That's what Acura recommends. The transfer case, I change it every 15,000 miles. I use the Acura Hypoid gear oil. Now the problem that I've been having, a frequent problem, was brakes. So brakes are not wanting to last more than 10 to 15,000 miles per set. And this is happening because I'm buying the cheap aftermarket brakes, like a set of 4 run me about 125. They come from China or something. So I've been trying to be a little cheap on that, and that's why I wasn't trying to buy the OEM stuff. The OEM stuff, it's gonna last more than 30 to 40,000 miles. I shouldn't have any problems with that, but right now finances are not as good right now for me, and I'm gonna wait till that clears up, and pretty soon we're gonna try to work it. I did the last timing belt. I only did the first timing belt at 190,000 miles, and before that, the previous owner did it at 100,000 miles. So right now, I'm about to hit 300. So it's gonna be due for another timing belt and water pump job. So the problems so the parts that I replaced was one fan, the AC condenser fan on the right side. It kind of fell apart where the motor was working, but the fan got separated from the bearing that comes out of the motor. So the motor was working, but the fan wasn't moving, so all it did was made a lot of racket, and it wouldn't spin. So what I did was I disconnected that, and I drove like that for a while, and I was actually driving up to Canada. I was in the middle of a road trip just like this, but I was driving to Canada, and it quit on me. It was making so much noise, I decided to just unplug it, and I made it up there. I came all the way back. I used the one fan. It was kind of hot outside, so it still did pretty good. Didn't have any problems with that. And so the magical moment is about to happen right now. I'm very excited about that. Been waiting for that for a long time. The engine does not burn a single quart of oil. It's been very, very reliable because maintenance, like I said, is the key. The engine requires 5W20 oil, and I always have given it that. I always change it with 5W20 every 4,000 miles, 4,500 miles, but I never exceed 5,000 miles. I always try to make sure I do it within that. You just got to keep up with everything. So I also replaced I had a situation with the transmission range switch, and I had to replace that. All the lights came on, but the car was still driving good. Actually, the magical moment is about to happen, so we're gonna shut up for a bit and try to record that. Yeah, we are good. 300,000 miles, bro. Ain't got no problems whatsoever, bro. We in good shape right now.